Well, welcome back DIY car guys and car girls. What do we have down here? Yeah, that crap is off. So I guess the moral of my story is, on a Stingray Corvette, side exhaust is pretty cool. But you know what? An S10 is not a Stingray Corvette. Don't make it a Stingray Corvette. Let's keep it a truck and put the exhaust under the truck. And yes, I have the new FlowMaster FX mufflers. These are 3.5 inches straight to design. We'll talk about that more later. I have been thrashing on this guy to try to get it done, and we got some progress. And today, I'll show you my progress, so that's what we're talking about today. So what we have here is FlowMaster's brand new, well, not brand new, I guess they've been out for a while, but these are the FX mufflers from FlowMaster. I know in the past I have called FlowMaster SlowMaster for good reason with their chamber mufflers, but this one, it's like they're listening to me and they decided to make a straight through design. So this is definitely gonna be way more quiet than this little muffler right here, or more of a resonator. Let me grab it and we'll compare both of them real quick. So, yeah, that's quite a big difference right there. They actually look like a pretty nice unit. They're not terribly expensive. They're definitely an inexpensive muffler. Look like they're welded up pretty good, so we're gonna try them out. And you can see there is a big difference in size. I do believe this one will probably give me a lot more mellow tone than this big old loud barking pit bull that was like in my ear, like in my ear. I know some people said I'm getting old because it's too loud, but man, there's a difference between loud and obnoxiously loud and uncomfortably loud. These were obnoxious and uncomfortably loud. So I'm hoping when this guy goes back beyond the cab and we can fit a full-size muffler on there, still going to be straight through design, that it's going to be a little more mellow tone and a little more tolerable so I enjoy driving the truck again. So let's go into the truck now and I'll show you guys what I got going on. And actually, I'm kind of happy how it's coming out. So this is the driver's side apparently, of course. And if you follow it down, you can see right here, this used to be a bolt-on collector. And like I said in the last video, this guy was leaking like a mofo. I mean, extremely bad. So I eliminated the bolt-on collector and I just welded this guy up. Now on the very, very inside in here, in between the 4 pipes, I couldn't get to the very, very middle, but I'm still confident that this is gonna be way better because you would just put your hand right here and get nothing but exhaust leaking out from every single orifice in this bolt-on collector. So hopefully that'll make that sound way better right there. And instead of taking it down this way like I did before out to the back, I tucked it under here in the highest point of the frame. And now before I did this, I did know that guys were tucking it here, but I wanted to go there because I thought it was going to be cool. But like I said before, an S10 is not a Stingray Corvette. Let's keep it a truck. And it's also a street truck, so I don't want it to be stupid, loud, and obnoxious to the point that I don't want to drive it. So that's the main reason why I'm redoing it like this, to put the bigger mufflers on there, and hopefully this will sound way better. So let's go ahead and look underneath here at what I got going on. Both sides is done. I just had to replace the collector right there. The header gasket right there, not the collector. It is actually right up there. There's one there, I got some right there too. So, but this guy up here, when I took it off, it sealed up so well that when I took all the bolts off, it didn't move until I pried it. So that's how good that 6-bolt type of flange works compared to just, the 7 bolts. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it did seal up extremely well over there on the motor side. So we'll go underneath here and we'll check out what I got going on. This is a Speedway 90 bin right here. to another Speedway 90 bin that was just cut up and positioned in a way that it came out far enough from the transmission right here. And this is a, I believe, if I'm wrong, I think it's a 45 degree bend that I cut, and this is where I put the V-band. And I put the V-band here so that way the back part of the exhaust can be dropped and you can still service your transmission. When you're doing this stuff, you want to be able to do it in such a way that you don't have to worry about pulling off all your headers and exhaust to service a component like a transmission. So when your guys are doing this, you want to be sure that you keep serviceability in mind as you're fabricating your exhaust. So right here, this is where the muffler is going to be, right around here. It's going to be after the cab for sure. And it's going to come out right around there, and it'll dump right near the axle back there. That's the same way that I had my shorties. So I'm just going to go on a limb here and guess that this should be this guy right here. This style muffler should be pretty similar to the other one. I do think it's going to be a little bit louder, but it's definitely going to be more manageable as far as noise compared to the Stingray exhaust. So we're going to keep this thing a truck. Remember, an S10 is not a Stingray. Don't make it a Stingray Corvette. Keep it an S10. And I was going to go ahead and finish welding up the rear of the exhaust today, but there's a storm coming in. And not only that, but I feel like I've been doing nothing but exhaust work the past couple of weeks, and I need a break. So take one day, a couple of days break from this, and I'll wrap it up this weekend. Sounds good to me. I don't know about you guys, but I'm done for right now. And I do think that it looks a little cleaner up here as far as the engine in the bay when you don't see that pipe going out that way when it kind of tucks under right there. I think it looks pretty badass. I don't know. That's just me. I like it more. So what do you guys think? Do you guys like, you think this setup right here is going to be better than the bootleg side exhaust Stingray setup? I personally am really liking this setup because I purchased that cross member, which was a huge upgrade. It looks way better than the stock one. Some guy told me that it was a stock cross member, and that would make perfect sense. The reason why I had to modify the crap out of it to get it to work in this S10. Like I said, a long time ago when I got this truck, I was told that it was a V8 S10 swap cross member, but apparently doing some more research and other people's information, it was a stock one. So this cross member, zero remorse about buying that. And I also so far have zero remorse about installing the headers this way and taking it up underneath the vehicle. I think it looks pretty awesome. What do you guys think? But don't forget, keep on wrenching. And until next time, peace.